Hello everybody, my name is Aud and welcome back to the Aud Narrations channel. Today we're reading a story about a guy's ex-wife's response to a message he sent her tonight. If you enjoy this video and you want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button as it'll really help support the channel. Thank you. Let's make a start. So, I found about my ex-wife's affair December 5th. We got married on July 14th and for the past 5 months she's been cheating on me with her boss. I just started my own business, so I was working 80 to 100 hours weekly. Wow. Since the marriage. The day I found out, a random number had texted me saying my wife's a cheater. I confronted her, and she lied to my face. I then got another text raising suspicion, so I tuned in on our indoor security system. No video, just audio, and the random message was in fact true. I overheard her having a conversation with her affair partner, and it makes me sick to my stomach. Once this information was verified, I left work and went straight home, packed up everything I could fit in garbage bags, and moved out. I stayed in hotels for a couple of nights and then secured a 2-year rental home. For some reason I was going through my emotions and I texted her thank you out of nowhere. My reasoning was that I wanted to be vague, to pretty much convey everything in my life working out for the better. This was her response. Thoughts? Me. Thank you. Ex-wife. Thank you for doing this so you can start your life. Trust me, I know everybody's seen it. It took me doing something like this for you to want to be what I've been wanting you to fucking be for the past few years. Literally everything you're doing I've asked you to do for years, but you never acknowledged me. You never listened to me. Nothing. You can sit here and call me names and point me out to be this horrible person, but you know I'm sick and tired of feeling like that. You fucking pushed me to the point, you drove me nuts, and you didn't respect me. You didn't give me the time of fucking day to even have a conversation with you. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to. I'm trying to sleep. You're always messaging me late, as fuck why, I don't fucking know. Never responding, never answering the phone. I'm fucking over it. Woo! She sounds a little sane. A little sane. We'll go with that. Someone left a comment saying, Bud, you're better off now. That final text she sent you shows she does not care. Shocking. Go be successful, bud. Achieve greatness. OP replied to this, saying, the first few weeks, I was devastated. This girl I've been in a relationship with for 5+ years and married to for only 6 months stepped outside of our marriage because I've been working my ass off to create a future for us. My business has been going very well, and I've been continuously saving up quite a bit. Within the last few weeks, I've acquired my dream house, and that is triple our old rent. Bought a brand new truck and a brand new motorcycle. Figured equivalent cost to therapy. And just trying to stay busy as possible to keep my mind occupied from going into straight depression. It's been the most hectic experience of my life. I guess it hurts the most, just being lied to every single day. It hurts to think about. The first few weeks I wanted to feel the pain. I quit drinking, quit smoking, and started working out 2 times a day, while working 14 to 16-hour days. I've been blaming myself in every possible scenario. Just this week, I started seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Someone else replied to this, saying, always remember, mate. Married 6 months and she's already getting dicked by some other fuckboy and blaming you for it while you're busting your ass trying to build a business. One day soon you'll be thankful she showed her true colors so early on, before kids and before a lot of shared assets. Cut this cancer out of your life. Completely agree. Someone else replied saying, man, if only he could see it, but he can't. That day you realized the piece of garbage would have held you back from achieving anything, and how lucky you are she showed her true colors. I had a cheater when I was young who broke my heart. That day I realized that none of my life would have been possible with her in it. Pure bliss. I'd have ended up in a shitty trailer park with sheets as curtains, and probably a criminal record had we stayed together. My whole ass great life would have been dog shit. Someone else replied to this saying, that's what gets me. She claims in the text to have been unhappy for years, but she went ahead and married OP just 6 months ago. So either she's lying about being unhappy, or she's admitting she married him for ulterior reasons. Probably the financial security. Someone else replied to the original post, saying, this is kind of a dream scenario for you. Don't get me wrong, it sucks really bad. But you don't have many shared assets, no kids, your business is starting to grow, and you got rid of a toxic parasite. These are all positives. It's very good that you have a lawyer. Protect your business from her claiming some sort of partnership. Her text is good evidence that she never helped and was actively hostile towards the business. One more thing, be very selective about any new relationships. You're going to be highly sought after in the dating market. You have evidence that your judgment about women is suspect. You might be an easy target for someone looking for a free ride. You might want to consider therapy to look into any potential deep-seated issues of your own that might cause this to happen again. Read up on red flags in women and avoid this kind of situation in the future. Completely agree with that. Someone else replied to the original comment saying, reading her message, it sounds like she probably would have cheated at some point in your marriage anyway, if all it took was a bit of attention from another man, and then she was going to cheat. She couldn't appreciate what you were doing and put her needs first. She's just pissed because you found out and took away all of her control, and pissed at you for telling the affair partner's wife. So now she has no husband nor affair partner. Her parents probably have given her a hard time non-stop because she was cheating before and after your wedding, which I bet they helped pay for. Did you report her and her boss to their HR? HR hates bosses screwing their employees, and they often have policies about it. I'm going to give you a really bad idea. Do a music mashup video of you enjoying your house, truck, motorcycle. Send it to her with the message. This is why I was working so much. Could have been yours, but you cheated. Someone else replied to this, saying, this times 100. Her and her affair partner were caught off guard. It blew up in both of their faces, and her affair partner is the CEO of the company, owns a private hangar to fly exclusive families worth close to $1 billion to their destination. Some of the clients caught wind of her situation and told the affair partner he needs to end the relationship or they will take business elsewhere, as they're high-ranking owners of a large corporate companies that need a pilot clear-headed transporting the owners and their guest. It's funny because her and her mum were legitimately pissed I told affair partner's wife, because it's not my business to go and destroy another family. L-O-fucking-L. Based. OP, it sounds like you've done a fantastic job. OP wrote a comment to himself saying, appreciate the kind words, everybody. She comes from a trust fund and had an extremely part-time job. Flight attendant on private jets that go like once a month. Go figure. After work, I'm usually so drained physically and mentally, I just want to chill. So I see why she decided to seek action elsewhere. Our sex life was good, but that's not what I'm working. That's about it. I'm working 6 to 7 days a week, most weeks. I have an addictive personality, and my business, contractor, doesn't seem like work, literally feels like therapy. So I guess you could say my life at home became very full and boring. Now I don't have a choice. I'm either going to drown in my own sorrow, or will try my best to get back to my old routine. Marriage made me complacent like a motherfucker. She tried to communicate several times, but there's a big difference between trying to communicate versus cheating, and ultimately betrayal. Moved out of my own house because I couldn't breathe physically knowing my wife stepped out of our marriage. OP replied to himself to continue his thoughts, saying, I just think about the day I found out. I was working a job about 2 hours away, and my heart sunk. I couldn't keep myself together. I ran out of the door at a client house and drove straight back home with my heart beating out of my chest. A lot of people recommend moving on, but I truly love this woman and every bone in my body. It's just so insane to me to think that I'm never going to see her again. It breaks my heart and brings tears to my eyes. Not to mention the thought crippling my soul. Staying in hotel rooms the first few nights by myself gave me a lot of time to think, and it was the worst. Isolating in a small room with messed up thoughts. Half of me wants to reply, half of me wants to block her and move on. I don't know. Someone replied to this saying, like quoting the original post, saying, it took me doing something like this for you to want to be what I've been wanting you to fucking be for the past few years. They write, I read this line on one of your replies. So suddenly you are what she wanted because you have invested in a home? Screw that, mate. If you cannot be a team in hard times, you will never be a team. She has no idea what it takes to make it work, and she never will. Typical trust fund baby behavior. I do know that this is not always the case, but she fits the norm. Someone else left a comment saying, what you have seen now is her mask slipping right off of her face. Remember, she cheated. She decided to have the affair. She does not give a damn. She is trying to Darbo to dodge responsibility for destroying her marriage. She wants to be the victim so bad that she's willing to rewrite the history, everything, and throw you under the bus. I know it hurts like hell right now, but it will be okay again. And then you'll understand how big the bullet was that you dodged. P.S. Save the conversations you just heard in case she wants to rewrite the past even more and accuse you of something. Someone replied to this saying, your first sentence is the killer. Her mask slipping off of her face. Her true self starting to show. You mentioned that you love this woman. I think you may have loved who she was pretending to be. It's so hard because people are so good at deceit. It can take quite a while to unpack. Personally, I have found going no contact the best route to clarity. Wishing you all the best. Someone else left a comment saying, this sounds almost verbatim like my experience, although it was 15 plus years of marriage. Her life is now full of despair. Her friends who encouraged her have since moved on to other friends with decent lives to wreck. The green grass on the other side of her fence turned out to be covered in crap. No matter how many times she reads Girl Wash Your Face, she can't seem to find the happiness. I've since found an amazing woman who appreciates me and not only understands the hard work it takes to provide the kind of life we want, but asks how she can help. It gets better, I promise. I went through therapy to deal with the rage, wrote several unsent letters to her and the other guy to work through my feelings, and came through it a better man with a better life. I used to daydream about the day she'd know what it felt like to be cheated on. By the time karma collected its debt, she'd learned firsthand how I felt to be cheated on. I felt sympathy instead of satisfaction. I promise you'll get through this. It's not your fault. She was wrong despite the absence of an apology or any acknowledgement of wrongdoing. You deserve better. Someone else left a comment saying, honestly, thank you guys for the positive affirmation. The whole situation is so beyond messed up. What's even worse is that her so-called friends agree with her decision on why she stepped out to begin with, because I was never there. We were looking at homes together, and just the down payments were over $200,000. So that's what I was working towards. It's crazy because her affair partner is twice her age with a full family and multiple children, and in her head she thought she would go and live happily ever after with him. Both of them were not ready for me to find out unexpectedly. I didn't even talk to her when I moved out, because I thought there was no reason after knowing the truth. I love this girl with every bone in my body, and it cripples me to think about it. Someone wrote a reply saying, reply to the ex-wife. No one cares. You're still a cheater. Lol. Someone replied to the original comment saying, her friend's telling bullshit. Probably a cheater's too. How you found out that she was cheating? How did she react once you found out? Sadly, I can't see your old post. Someone replied to this saying, her friends would have been given a completely fabricated story and picture. They'll be acting off of her bullshit. This is how it always happens. They need sympathy and acceptance from their group of friends, so they make up a load of stories of abuse and mistreatment, as if they are the victims. Her family have probably been fed the same lies. There's not much you can do to counter it, but to just move on and ignore it all. Someone else replied to this, saying, there's an unfair gender bias when it comes to cheating. Male cheaters are scum. Women cheaters must have had their reasons. I disagree with that. Regardless of gender, when you have a tight circle who are similarly minded, they'll always find ways to rationalize it. It's actually vile. They continue saying, it sucks, but it is what it is. Main thing is, fuck our mates. Just focus on yours. Does the affair partner's family know? And OP replied to this saying, yeah, I told the affair partner's wife. Pretty sure the ex and the affair partner broke things off. Good. No doubt he was rationalizing the exact same, arguments. All disgusting types of people. Right. So, what do you think OP should do? What would you have done in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty, we'll have to finish that for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.